Welcome to the MLS Review Show. 10 weeks into the Major League Soccer season, and one thing has become clear: expect the unexpected. In this league, Giants must bounce back quickly or risk slipping from the top. In this league, bitter rivals face off with more than pride on the line. And in this league, when one streak ends, another begins. See how it all plays out next on the MLS Review Show. While it was a light week for MLS games with only 8 on the docket, there was an important midweek match with a spot in the CONCACAF Champions League on the line. Vancouver hosted Toronto in the first leg of the Neutralite Canadian Championship on Wednesday night. After Tater Torderson had rested several starters on the weekend, a full-strength Vancouver side took the lead 20 minutes into the second half on the strength of an Eric Hasley goal. But Toronto's Maicon Santos pulled it back even just 9 minutes later. The scoreline would hold, giving Toronto an away goals advantage heading into next week's return leg at BMO Field. The first league match of Week 10 was a battle for all 3 points. Chicago entered the game with 4 straight ties, but while a point is nice, the Fire were in desperate need of a boost as they sat near the bottom in the East. Carlos de los Cobos knew he could rely on Uruguayan striker Diego Chavez for an offensive spark, and the insertion of sophomore Corbin Bone to provide energy. In the back, even though John Conway let in a howler against Toronto, the Pennsylvania native manned the net again. Philadelphia may have entered the week second in the East, but the Union's scoring woes were beginning to cost them points. Last week saw forward Carlos Ruiz benched in favor of a strike pair of Danny Mwanga and Sebastian Letou. But after another scoreless 90, would Peter Novak have to go back to the drawing board? Could he come up with the right mix to help his side find the back of the net? Pressure was mounting on the Union headman as the team tried to snap a 3-game winless streak. J.P. Delacamera and Taylor Twellman called the game from PPL Park.
Danny Mwanga not available tonight, hamstring injury, so not even listed on the subs bench. We're underway, visiting Fire in the predominant red colors, Philadelphia in the blue and gold. And it'll be out of play, throw in Philadelphia quickly. Nice move by Farfan, low shot, just missed.
Give Justin Mapp a lot of credit because he's acting very nonchalant looking. Michael makes a great run in behind. I would have liked to seen him hit this with the laces with some pace. But again, at least there's a midfielder getting into the attack, and it's not just counted on Letou and Ruiz.
Off Ruiz, Carroll, Ruiz, nice knockback. Valdez returns it. Ruiz, nice move, takes the shot, save Conway. Philadelphia continues to knock on the door. Mapp, the cross, headed up once. Letou goes forward against Conway, up the post.
Justin Mapp hits in a great ball, but Sebastian Letou has no business getting a shot off. Unlucky to hit the post. First half we saw Letou take these free kicks. Nakazawa's on this. Dangerous spot, hit it with pace right in front of John Conway and make him make a decision.
He'll tap it back. Quick shot taken by Farfan. He scores! Philadelphia leads!
Takes 2 hard steps. This is tough, JP. The ball's rolling across your body. He takes 2 quick steps and just hits it on frame. Looked to be a little deflection. John Conway's left in no man's land. 1-0 Philadelphia.
Palladini's on it. Pop up outside. Cigares across towards Oduro. It bounced. Oduro got past Farfan, the shot, and he has tied it up. Dominic Oduro has stunned the crowd.
Puts too much pressure here, just contain him. Dominic Oduro right by him. Surprising shooting that near post, and really surprising Mondragon. JP cheated a little bit, and that's unlike the veteran to cheat here, but to get beat near post, Farid's gonna want that one back.
Back to Paz, who is really the Fire captain. He's missed the last 3 games, so Papa's worn the armband. Into the box it comes, a nudge there. Fiorari's in deep. His shot was deflected. That would have been a goal. Williams saved it.
look at this. Chicago's got 4 guys sitting on that line. And give Shannon Williams credit because Farid is beaten.
Ruiz will pass it instead, but was picked off. Hawes got to head to it. Set in! What a shot by Ruiz! 2-1 Philly. Maybe the first time I've ever seen Carlos Ruiz shoot a ball with his left foot.
Unbelievable. First of all, it's a terrible free kick, and Ruiz said, screw that.
Yeah.
I'm making up for it. The ball's bouncing perfect, JP, and when the ball's bouncing like this, as a player, you know, all I got to do is hit this with pace. It's naturally going to dip right over Conway's head.
Union leading 2-1. Get into first place in the East with a win, depending on New York game. Right now, it's Philadelphia with 3 points in their first 2-goal game of the season.
Good step forward, you know, especially when you score 2 goals for the first time. So I think it's still a lot of things to improve, but I think we find a way to win, and this is more important than anything.
It was a very bad free kick for me, you know, but it was the only play I have to just to shoot on goal, because if I stop the ball or if I think twice in that play, I think I can lose the ball. So I shoot on goal, and that's the goals you never think, you know, just shoot on goal and we'll see what happens.
I turned around and I saw the ball in the net and I was like, oh my gosh, goal of the year. Hands down, goal of the year.
Coming up on the MLS Review Show, we'll see if New York can bounce back from their home loss to Chivas when they travel to Houston.
Hey, it's Charlie Davies with DC United, and you're listening to Extra Time Radio.
The Extra Time Radio podcast comes out every Monday and Thursday on iTunes and Buzzsprout. You can also listen to each episode at MLSsoccer.com/extratime.
We're a soccer podcast.
And I have no friends.
I like to tie my shoes.
Well, we'll get back to some women's evening wear talk.
You guys are too old. It's only for 8-year-old boys.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, this is your tweet of the week.
Janino's not going to win the game for you.
They're a sign of the apocalypse.
That's why he's here.
Fans, we want to hear from you. You're encouraged to email extratime at MLSsoccer.com or tweet at Extratime Radio with any comments, questions, or reactions.
Welcome back to the MLS Review Show. We'll travel to Southern California for an always heated SuperClasico between LA and Chivas. But first, Houston looked to topple the Red Bulls. Earlier this year, the Dynamo tied New York on the back of a Cam Weaver goal. But this time, Houston was in search of a win at home. If the men in orange were to be successful, they'd need to use Brad Davis's free kick prowess against a team that had given up 2 sloppy set-piece goals a week ago. After a late April hat-trick, rookie Will Bruin hadn't scored since. Would the Dancing Bear return to Houston Saturday night? Not if Tim Ream had anything to say about it. The young national team defender blamed their Week 9 loss on being overconfident. Rested and refocused, the Red Bull would bring all of their skill to Texas. Former Dynamo MVP Dwayne De Rosario returned to Houston for the first time in a Red Bull uniform. With Thierry Henry picking up a knock against Chivas, Juan Agudelo got his first start in 6 matches. But would the young international be getting set pieces from Rafa Marquez? The Mexican international was still a stalwart on defense, but had struggled to provide quality service at times for Hans Baca's side. Glenn Davis was on the call at Robertson Stadium.
New York has come in here trying to establish their passing game. The Dynamo will try to put them under pressure so that they cannot control this game. Through possession. New York Red Bulls in the dark uniforms in navy blue. Here's Rafa Marquez. The Dynamo in orange. Your referee today, Juan Guzman. By the way, that's a point of contention. It's only his 4th ever game in Major League Soccer, and it is in a very, very big match here at Robertson Stadium. Big crowd on hand here as well for this one. Field in great shape. Showers in the area, and New York already showing you that they can turn a defense via the long ball. They are one of the best hitting passes over distance. Richards run the goal. They have scored goals early, and it is now 1-0. Tanio over distance. The Dynamo defense got caught high. Tremendous work by Rogers. He finds the trailing Richards, who spanks it past Tally Hall. Brune has got Colin Clark. If he can find him, give it to him. Goes down to the box. To the penalty spot we go. Crowd is on their feet at Robertson Stadium. Davis has tied it up. He sent something the wrong way. Cameron, crossing opportunity, gets it in. That's a good-looking ball. Boswell heads it back. Brune snaps a header and clear. Tons of attacking options here. A flicked on ball and just parried over the top. Tania got caught in possession. Clark. Still Clark. Cameron is open at the far post. Clark to Cameron. Can he make it two? Save something. Davis to take the corner and deliver. Into the 6. Cameron's header. Save something to goal. Sergio Koke. Cameron will get up. Sutton can't save it, and look at that instinct reaction. Falls right to the feet of Koke. He just swivels it in. Red Bull's getting player in the box. De Rosario flashes a header, saved Hall. So watch Dwayne De Rosario gets into a little pocket. Tough to get power on there. Greg Sutton now is coming forward, but they don't wait for him to get there. The header, and it's tied up. Mehdi Bellucci. Like a knife to the heart. He rises up at the near post. Javon Watson not tight enough, doesn't lean in. Tally Hall will collect for the Dynamo. And that'll do it. The Dynamo in stoppage time. Ironically, it was New York who came into this one tonight concerned about the Dynamo off set pieces, and it is a set piece corner, a header from Mehdi Bellucci in stoppage time that helps New York rescue a point here at Robertson Stadium.
Our match of the week brought the first leg of this year's SuperClasico as Chivas hosted their rivals from across the hall, the LA Galaxy. Chivas came into Saturday night's clash on a high, taking all 3 points on the road against the Eastern Conference leaders. Last week's hat trick from Justin Braun and the return of Andrew Boyens to the stingy Chivas back line would give the Rojiblancos a boost, but the Goats may have given the Galaxy some bulletin board material by claiming Bruce Arena's sign was artificial. The Galaxy have held the upper hand in one of the league's most intense rivalries, but Beckham, Donovan, and Angel know that history doesn't win games. With all 3 of the team's DPs finding the back of the net last week, the Galaxy hoped for a repeat of their complete performance. Juan Pablo Angel was back in the starting lineup for this heated matchup. With 8 red cards in the first 5 years of the rivalry, the team that best coped with their emotions might prove the victor. Adrian Healy and John Harkes were on hand to deliver the action from the Home Depot Center.
Almost unbelievably, for just the second time in 21 regular season meetings between these two teams, they come in both on the back of a win. Leading the corner kick. Braun was the target. Oh, and Justin Braun rose magnificently to meet it.
Justin Braun getting a hat-trick last week against the Red Bulls, and now, right away, trying to make an impact in the game.
And now again involved, but Moreno nicking it away.
Well, I'm not sure what Juan Pablo Angel was doing, because it actually drops off his chest, and it goes back towards his own goal. Very dangerous there.
What will David Beckham do? Oh, he's back up! Oh, a lovely flick on from Barrett! And the Galaxy strike first! It's another assist for David Beckham.
Well, the lack of discipline from Chivas to give away these free kicks there in close situations. It's an excellent ball. Unmarked, Chad Barrett does very well. The ball is almost actually behind him. He has to reach back and get a flick on. And a deadly flick it was to beat Kennedy to the far post. The defending needs to be better from Chivas.
Sharp turn from Angel. A lovely ball too. The flag has stayed down. Chad Barrett in the clear here. Up against Kennedy. Barrett going round him. But he can't find the back of the net.
And he finds acres of space. The one-on-one. See here, he just does not get his hips around the ball enough.
Support the blocker's skill delivery. Leads to some confusion inside the box. It might fall here. The shot off the post. So close for Zemansky.
There's a good challenge in the box there. There's a dangerous ball, but you see Moreno, how dangerous he can be. And that's a good strike from Ben Zemansky. He keeps his head down over it. Only the woodwork there. No, he would have beaten Ricketts.
last chance for sure for Chivas. Mendoza. Elliott, can they get a quality ball into the box? It's Boyens, Andrew Boyens, the big Kiwi defender, slings it in. Elliott, it took a deflection, and that will do it. The final whistle sounds. The Galaxy's derby dominance continues here in LA. The goal midway through the first half from Chad Barrett proving to be enough.
It was a hard-earned victory for sure. We really had a battle to get 3 points, and I think you got to give Chivas credit. They certainly showed a lot of energy in the second half trying to get the equalizer.
I think as a professional athlete, you live for these moments where there's a lot of passion in the stadium.
When you come up against your rivals in a derby game, you know, you want to win these games. It's important for the team and for the organisation to show, you know, we're not messing around. We're serious about winning games and about improving. And I think we did that today.
Sometimes when you're not perfect, you got to find a way to win. And I think a lot of teams would have drawn or even lost that game. So we're still happy.
After the break, Seattle needed a win at home against struggling Sporting Kansas City, as 5 home matches for the Sounders had produced only 8 of a possible 15 points. Every week, MLSsoccer.com provides you the opportunity to select the Goal of the Week winner. You can choose between the 5 nominees directly on MLSsoccer.com on the AT&T Goal of the Week page. You can also send in your vote by texting the corresponding goal to code 22442. Winners are announced every Friday, so make sure you vote early and often, keeping in mind polls close at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time on Thursdays. Winners so far include Juan Agudelo of the New York Red Bulls, Javier Martina from Toronto FC, and O'Brien White of the Seattle Sounders.